Hello, everyone. Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, good day, whatever it is, whenever you're listening. Of course, I have with me Metal back. We now no longer have Metal on Mondays. He's been stolen away. I feel abandoned. No. Timothy was asking, did I feel abandoned last night? I said, a little, but no. Hey, Metal.
Yeah, well, I've been playing League for 10 years, so League has been here before you in my life.
Yeah.
Somebody pulled them away. It's like, ooh, League.
But as I've said before many times, you are not obligated to be here. It's nowhere near official that you are my co-host. So
No, I'm just a regular guest.
Yeah.
It's a very regular guest.
It's like one of those people on, the game shows that, they're just almost always there, but the odd time they're not there. Hollywood Squares
match show where there's like the same two people that are always there, and then like everybody else changes.
Yeah.
What's it, Match Game? Yeah.
My mom's in the chat and says hi. And I guess before I do anything else, I should share this out into the wonderful places that is where I share it to.
Yeah, I'm like Richard Dawson. That's what.
Yeah, so
mostly because I'm not going to compare myself to Brett Summers, even though she was on more episodes.
Yeah, you don't really want to compare yourself to me in your own right.
Depends on the day. I think I'm more like Richard Dawson.
Okay, so we need, of course, a link in this Discord. Although it'll end up coming up in the chat now. So.
Plus, like you, actually have Richard in my name.
Yeah. Ooh. New info, I think.
No, my name is Public. And I've told you this before.
Yeah, well, I know what you have for what I sent stuff to you, but I don't think I realized Richard was your middle name. I think I've seen the R before, but, R can stand for anything.
My birth name is Thomas Richard McGrath Jr.
Oh, okay.
The reason I have a pen name, as I've said before, is because for my surname, I have the most common given name and the most common middle name, which also makes it the most common combination for it. There's a lot of Thomas Richard McGrath Jr.'s even because of that. And the most common profession for people with that name is going into publication. So a pen name is very helpful for distinguishing yourself.
Yeah. And last night, although I'm not going to be working on it tonight, I started working on my piece for Grok Comics for Tribulation Task Force.
Oh, that contest?
Yeah. So I started working on that last night. I'm probably gonna do it on Mondays when you're not here. Just Monday evenings, except for. Well, I've got till the end of March to complete it. Although it'll probably be done before then. Although, who knows with the coloring. Because coloring on that might not take me quite as long. But just because I've been coloring my one comic page for it seems forever. Well, two things actually color forever. Seems, and I'm not finished it. I gotta record myself finishing it. Is David Finch piece and page 7 or page 6 of my comic page. But getting the fire engine, getting all those people, all that different stuff. I don't think I've ever had so much to color on one page with so much detail.
Yeah. And, you're actually charging for this. on my webcomic, people are like, man, why are your webcomic colors so basic? It's like, it's a webcomic. I'm not spending more than one sitting coloring it.
Yeah.
If I was making a premium comic first, which I do have one sitting in the back burner to do, that one I spent a lot more time coloring.
Yeah, so you want to get things really, really good. You know, if I get page 7 is almost done, or it might be done, and he just hasn't sent it to me last time I knew. You know, if I get that page, I will take a break from page 6 and do page.
Go back to it.
Yeah, just to give some people a break from it. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's the benefit of working on a premium book that you're throwing all together, right? On that other one I was working on, I'm coloring it out of order. But I can't do that on the webcomic because you have to get to each page as you get to it.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen my fire truck?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I did a page that was that had a fire truck. Very,
Cool.
very basic colors. I'll show you. If I can find the image capture. There we go.
Let's see. Let's go there.
Pictures, comics, X Dynamis Chaos, Act 1.
Are you
Episode
reading the
4.
chat? Yeah, I am. Is the chat not coming in? I was having that trouble this morning.
Is it like a Discord problem or?
Am I not reading? Yeah, are you reading the chat? It's just you saying hi, Mom. And as far as I can tell, nobody else is here besides Metal.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm looking at the chat. There's nothing in between when you posted the link and her asking that.
Yeah.
Now, she's confused. All of that other chat up there was before the show started.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, let me enlarge this a little.
Yeah, you just got the front of the fire engine there.
Yeah, that's all I did. But I did do a fire truck.
Yeah. Yeah, but she might not even see that because I don't think all that chat will. Sometimes it appears, sometimes it doesn't. Well, then again, she's got. Well, she's also got the computer, her new computer too. So, if you didn't know.
I know. I'm aware. That's how she's typing.
Yeah. Yeah. Duh.
Yeah, we've been over this already, like last week.
So how did you do that chrome on your fire truck?
Well, half of it, if I zoom in more, which I can do, is the inking, right? Like that black part is the ink.
Yeah, I figured that, but I'm more talking about the coloring part of it. Just because, I'm not sure how to get the chrome or metal type look.
Well, so you know where there's like the way chrome works, there's like a double reflection because it kind of like curves around it. So kind of like where the black part is, you go with your darkest color, which you kind of want to make. You can either go cool or warm depending on the environment. I was tempted to go warm here just because of the fire, but I didn't want it to blend in with the concrete, which was already warm.
Yeah.
And you just go dark to light. I always do 3 tones anyway. And then you have a little bit of the light on the underside of the shadow anyway, because of the way it wraps around.
Yeah. Hopefully I will remember that when I get to things.
Yeah.
I have some stuff up on top where...
Mrs. Dillard's talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all before I went live, Mother. I don't usually read this stuff before that was on there before I go live. Not that there's usually a lot there.
I'm sure we addressed that already.
Yeah, but, of course she has to... I don't know how she didn't hear me, but she comes into the room and...
I also put a reference on this page. I don't know if anybody recognizes it, but if you are familiar with the band, what's it called? The Lemon Pipers? I have a green tambourine sitting on the table there.
Okay. I thought that might have been some sort of reference, although I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
I really like the song Green Tambourine. It's a good song.
Okay, so let me get back to this and switch my camera back on.
Yeah, I put stuff like that in the comic all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking this morning. I think we were talking a little bit about my reference on thing about people, maybe putting in a couple of not references, but tiers for people to buy, their name on something in the comic, like where it says Dillard. Or
Yeah, I think I saw that in there in the Discord chat, and that got contentious fast.
Everybody has their own opinions. Hey, sketchbook,
Yeah, I saw it kind of turned into a drama channel because people started talking about like EVS and Mike Miller and stuff like that.
Well, that's
not that needs to be brought back up, but
well, no, they weren't. I was the one that brought up EVS. It was more the John. I just said
I really have the context on that because I'm seeing the chat in the Discord, not what you were saying.
Yeah, it was more the mail-in Mike that got a little, I wouldn't even say heated, but and what happened with Drawn and Quartered, for a while there when stuff was happening with mail-in,
what we should do? We should have a tournament.
And I was talking about trying. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you say what you're saying.
No, you were saying about having a tournament. So much drama.
Yeah, we should have a tournament. We should have a tournament like Drawn and Quartered, but instead you'll have it'll still be for fun. Maybe we could come up with a prize. Everybody who's part of it chips in on something, right?
No.
But it'll all just be like 1-on-1. Right?
Yeah.
And you'll be ready for your bracket for your duel. There'll be like a fixed panel of judges, all consumers. None of the judges will be professionals. Only the people competing will be artists.
Yeah.
And you'll have to compete on the topic that is randomly drawn for your match. And you will go up the ladder. And at the end of the tournament, there will be a single winner.
Yeah.
And it can be done like once a year.
Yeah. I was thinking of trying to do something like Drawn and Quartered, but a
Coloring.
Yeah. I know, I've said it before. Right?
Yeah.
It's just, you've got to be able to select a piece for everybody to color.
It has to be a uniform piece.
Yeah. That way it can be judged easy enough.
Yeah.
And everybody can color it whatever the way they want.
Yeah. Well, see, like Timothy says, right? The consumers get to decide who lives and who dies. Kind of. Like, there could be multiple things. It could be like a festival-long event, right? So, like, at the end, we could do a vote for, like, what was the viewer's favorite piece throughout the whole tournament. There could be, like, different runner-up prizes and stuff. We could do a draw-along type thing, too, where people who aren't competing in the 1v1 competition that episode are doing their own piece at home. Who knows? And
the coloring thing, I would say you would just need. The thing is, you could only probably have one, maybe two characters at best.
Not coloring contest.
Yeah, not something very complicated.
Because it has to be done in a certain amount of time.
Yeah. I'm not getting. It's just, it's figuring out certain aspects of it. Where do you get the thing, the image? They were always talking about getting it off of like either drawn and quartered or.
Well, it'd be easy, right? If you scheduled it right, the coloring contest could just be everyone coloring the piece from the winner of the last drawn and quartered.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, that kind of lets them win twice. Maybe you pick the runner-up piece, the one who got the second most votes.
Yeah, well, the winner wouldn't necessarily get to color. Well, probably.
No, I'm not saying that, but getting to see your piece colored is kind of like an additional prize on top of the actual drawn and quartered prizes, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess in the fan edition example, because the fan edition actually has a prize it's getting on the actual drawn and quartered. There's no real prize for winning drawn and quartered other than having to ship your piece to somebody at your own expense.
Yeah.
Drawn and quarter's a ripoff. Join our tournament. We'll have an actual prize. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll put something. Plus, like, a tournament's a big event, right?
Yeah.
They get hyped, a lot of people around it. Drawn a quarter, something happen every week. It's like, if you miss one, whatever, right? But the tournament makes you want to go back and watch the matches that you missed.
Yeah.
But and then people have, like, the person they're rooting for. Maybe, like, that underdog is like, oh, man, he barely made it through that one. I wonder if he's going to beat this other guy who's been doing really well.
Yeah, but a tournament, I think you would have to have it less time. I
don't know. It depends how well do you want the pictures to come out.
I guess it's like what you would consider maybe a season, because do you do this over, Oh,
yeah, like I said, you can only do it once a year because it would take a long time for you to.
Well, that's what I mean. What I mean.
It'd be like one match per night that it's ran.
Yeah. So if you have 8 guests, 8 people, what's that? 4.
You're already in the quarterfinals if there's 8 people.
8 brings down to 4. 4 brings down to 2. So that's 4 matches, 7 matches.
Yeah.
Especially if their lives depend on it.
Well, and you could even have like a prelim section that nobody really cares about. If a lot of people want to participate, you do it like drawn and quarter style with voting to see who makes it into the bracket in the first place. So it just goes straight to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Plus, man, with like a tournament and everything becomes legit with judging and stuff like that, then the bragging rights start to become more real.
Yeah.
Because with drawn and quarter, bragging rights per night, especially because the nights happen so often, once a week, it's kind of just like, right? It's all for joking. When you have a tournament, it'd be like, I beat this guy in a 1v1 draw-off.
Yeah. And maybe, the subject could be possibly, or subjects, you'd have to have possibly.
For people who lose limbs? No, prelim as in pre-elimination round.
Now the question would be, do you have the first round all the same thing, or does everybody get something else to draw? For say the first 8, do they get this all the same thing to draw, or is
Oh no! Because then you might practice. We don't want anybody practicing for what they're going to draw ahead of time. Yeah. We're going to have a bunch of topics in a hat, and we're going to draw them at random.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what topic you're going to get until you're there ready to draw.
Yeah.
And once it's out of the hat, it doesn't go back in.
Well, it could technically, because if it's random, you don't know whether it's going to come out or not again. So you still have no.
No, we're not putting it back in. We don't want repeating topics.
Yeah. Anyways, is this the highest rated Piper stream ever? Actually, probably my highest one is actually drawn and quartered. I had the second
Oh, yeah,
drawn.
for sure.
I had the second drawn and quartered on here. Well, fan edition, anyways. Because, Pixel had the first one on his. He wasn't able to do it the second week, and I said, oh, hey, you know what? For this to keep going, it needs to keep going, especially at the time. And I'll just do it on my channel. I set it up that night for that night. No prep, Not what I said, but close enough.
Yeah, he wasn't asking. He was making a declarative statement that this was the highest rated stream.
Yeah.
Though he was wrong about that, but...
Yeah, I knew he wasn't asking. I knew he was...
Oh, he said it like he was asking a question.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm not reading Timothy's statement. I'm not reading Timothy's statement.
Yeah.
Although I believe I do have ones that are higher than that Timothy, with ones that have none of other things. And I'm...
Oh, see, even just anyone bringing attention to it. This is why we don't talk about that on this stream.
See what you did, Timothy? This is all your fault. Teasing, of course.
Yep, I'm gonna blame Tim too.
Oh, it's back to
It was going just fine until somebody brought it up. When we were talking about this tournament that needs to happen someday.
So are you I know Dillard's talked to you about it. Are you gonna, he was talking to me yesterday?
The box?
Yeah. The boomerang box.
Yeah, we talked about it on the Vomitorium. I got stuff.
Timothy says, laugh out loud, my job is done. He said he wasn't sure whether you were sure about doing it or not. I said, I'm in. So.
There was somebody joking that everybody's gonna take out everything else and it's just gonna come back with 13 copies of the Canadian Shield.
Yeah. No, I would not do that.
Oh no, we weren't saying that you were gonna put in 13 copies. We were joking that everybody else who gets the box was just gonna put in their copy of the Canadian Shield.
Oh! Well, depending on how many people are in on this, I'm not sure. Can you get 13 copies of the Canadian Shield?
I have no clue.
You, John, Mallet, I think City's in on it, so that's 3 copies.
Here, I'll fix that link in a second.
Did Evan sell that many? Did even sell that many? Yeah, I sold a lot more than 13, Joshua.
There you go.
Oh, my
there's the link your mom intended to put. She just copied and pasted the whole thing from the description, but because it kind of ellipses after a bit, it doesn't actually come up as a link.
Yeah, you gotta click it, Mom. And then repaste it.
Yeah, I mean, A for effort. At least she's doing it. I forget to post links in, unless somebody actually does it. She's probably just happy that she got a computer and can post links again.
Yeah. Yeah, I got her being able to use my Stream account so she can play whatever games that I happen to buy. Not that she's interested in much that I buy. Although the only thing I hate is we can't play at the same time. She can't play my games and me play at the same time.
Yeah.
Even
that's called DRM.
DRM, what's
Direct Rights Management. The thing about Steam is you technically don't actually own the copy of your games on Steam, right? You own the digital version that they have, so while you're logged in and online, you can't play the same games with the accounts. Now, if you went through like GOG, Good Old Gaming, they just put the actual full game onto your computer because there's no DRM.
Yeah.
Or, you know what me and my brother used to do, because we were both playing Borderlands on my account together, is we would download the games, then we'd go offline, boot up Hamachi like we were playing on a local area network, but it was a virtual LAN network.
Well,
And we would just play over LAN instead of online.
yeah. Well, I'm just thinking, eventually I'll get some Tomb Raider games for her and all that. But I like them too, so I was wanting them on mine.
Yeah.
I might purchase them. Flit should be.
Well, I mean, you could still do that, right? So the workaround is you don't need to be online to play a Tomb Raider game, right? Especially a single-player experience. After it's downloaded, just go and turn Steam on that computer to offline mode.
Oh, okay.
And then you just play offline.
Do I need to be online for Ark? I don't think so, especially if I'm playing single player.
No, you don't need to be online, I think, to play single player. Just to connect with somebody. And some games, you actually don't even need to have Steam online to play online. Like if I'm playing Phantasy Star, you're connecting directly through Phantasy Star servers, not through Steam. It's the same server that you play on the Windows Store and on Xbox. So even if Steam was offline, as long as I'm connected to the internet, I would be connecting to the Phantasy Star servers after the launcher comes up.
I've half thought of that, Timothy, but Flit does not want to do
Comics in general.
sequential art.
Yeah.
Because I've inquired about his pricing.
I think I even told you that before you even asked him.
Yeah. I like it. I just have to get him not to do it so chibi-ish. Or anime-ish. I'm not sure what the right term is. Because I think everybody's seen this before. I might have to bring it up.
I think everybody's seen his Snowdrift.
No. I'm just not even sure.
What's a good artist?
Yeah.
I understand both of his, I guess,
reasoning?
reservations is the word I was looking for. both of his reservations when it comes to not want to do it. A, he doesn't want to do commissions, period, for the most part, because he just feels he's too slow to charge people. Which I understand, because even when you do that...
Wait, you can't just... Sorry, Metal. You just can't come in and talk. You're gonna... What were you saying?
Who dared to time me out?
How
Nobody
could you get
timed her
timed
out.
out? You got a wrench.
No, she doesn't.
Why doesn't she have a wrench?
I don't know. She probably didn't get timed out. She probably tried to post a link without a wrench, and then YouTube just killed it. Because I'm not seeing any notification that anyone timed her out.
How did she...
And having a wrench, it would show me.
How did she not get... I don't think... Is that the right account for her?
I don't know. But that account does not have a wrench.
Did she create a new account? Let's see. I need to check things.
Yeah, but nobody timed her out. There would be a little notification saying,
Yeah.
blah, 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 timed King's Kid out.
Yeah,
That's not there.
she assumed a lot.
Yeah.
Just because... Well, she was able to do the first couple. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, the first one, I think she didn't even have anything happen because it didn't have an actual link to it.
Yeah, well, she did the Patreon one. It shows up in thing. She puts this in the chat.
Oh, the Patreon one shows up in live chat, but I didn't even see it until now because I was still in top chat. Yeah, if you give her a wrench, she probably won't have any problems in the future, but no one timed her out.
Yeah, let's see.
You think YouTube killed that? Yeah. YouTube will, like, auto-kill links from people who aren't wrenches. Sometimes there's glitches in the system. They'll even auto-kill links from wrenches. Remember we were having that problem? You had to go through Restream chat just to post things?
Yeah, settings, I think. Community. Yeah, there's only one King's Kid there. I think YouTube took her wrench away. Because nobody else...
Why would YouTube take her wrench away?
I have no idea. Because I don't think I did. I can't really think... Or give me a wrench so I can time her up for real. I've already...
That's weird too, right? So she doesn't have a wrench. But when I click the 3 dots, I don't have the same options for her as somebody who doesn't have a wrench.
Well,
Right? She has the same options as Timothy as if she did have a wrench.
Yeah.
My wrench was there for a second. Then when I went to enter my next message, it won't work.
Well, I gave you your wrench.
I think it's YouTube.
I hate to come in and bug you, but
Well, I can't do anything about it right
I'm
now.
just saying, letting you know I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this seems a YouTube thing. It says you have a wrench right here. Moderators. Maybe log out of YouTube and back in?
I don't know.
Or restart the computer or something? Because you have a wrench.
Okay, I gotta restart then?
That's all I can think of at the moment.
I don't know if restarting the computer will solve that problem.
Yeah, I don't know for sure either, but, you know, it's the best idea I have at the moment.
I think it's server side, so whatever you're doing, that computer probably won't solve the problem.
Yeah.
It's probably just YouTube being stupid.
No.
I don't even remember what I was talking about.
Flint.
His reservations, yeah. So already does he think he's not fast enough to charge for commissions? Which, again, that's something that I don't disagree with. I think anybody should charge for commissions if their quality is good enough. But when I try to figure out what my rate should be, I base it off of how long it's going to take me to do something. And if you think you're slower than your quality is, then your rate's just going to get ridiculously high for no reason, right? And the other thing when it comes to sequentials is that he doesn't understand. He can't wrap his head around the storytelling aspect. I've talked to him a few times about this.
Yeah.
And sequential art is a form of storytelling, right? There's only so much a script can do for you because you still have to figure out how those panels line up on the page.
Yeah.
If something's going to break through a panel or not.
Maybe
the shape of the panels.
He might be good if somebody did all the thumbnails ahead of time for him.
Well, maybe, but let's say you did thumbnails. When you do thumbnails, you do like flat thumbnails. It's usually up to the guy doing the art to figure out how those panels are going to look once you actually get down to drawing it.
Yeah.
What if you draw something where somebody's breaking out of a panel, or, it would look best to do that. Dynamic storytelling isn't just as simple as having the thumbnails in front of you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's how well you draw it, but if you're drawing it out, if you've done the thumbnails, you've already done with the page, hopefully you've showed the character breaking out of the panel or whatever, so that would be there. Yeah, but yeah, here's Flit's one that he submitted for the thing. I would have, she looks in her early teens here, or anime-ish. You'd have to make her probably look 30-ish, mid-20s, 30-ish, early 30s.
I don't know if you know this, but in more of the manga anime style of making things, people look like they're in their 20s until they're in their 80s.
Yeah.
How do I make this person look older? Put a beard on them. It's a woman. Give her crow's feet. I don't know. That's their logic.
I like this. It's really good. It's. I just don't want her to look like she's 12 with boobs.
Yeah. Well, one of the tricks is you make the eyes smaller, right? Like, cause the younger somebody is, like, children have big eyes compared to their head, so even as an adult, it's like, okay, young adults, bigger eyes, elderly people, smaller eyes, as it goes.
Yeah.
A lot of tricks and stuff. I need to get a new controller.
Oh, my mom.
No, like I said, I think it's a server side thing. I don't know if there's anything you can do from that computer to do it without like sending a support ticket to YouTube to go and fix the problem.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens in the next day or two about it. Even though I gave her...
Maybe a hiccup might resolve itself by tomorrow, for all you know.
Yeah, I'm going to see what... gave her... type something, Mom.
Have you tried taking the wrench away and giving it back to her?
Well, I just tried to give it to her again. I think I've run into this problem before. I think I remember something like this happening before. Not for her, but for somebody else. No, for computer, Timothy. So I guess play. Actually, most of those can actually, if they're USB, can actually work on a thing. Restarting worked. Okay, I don't see a wrench.
Yeah, I don't think it worked either.
You know what? I'm gonna try. Let's see, settings here. Community. I'm going to take her out in my automatic filters. And I'm going to save that. Okay, so she should not have a wrench right now. Yeah, I took it away, Mom. And I'm going to give it about 5 minutes or so. And then I'm going to give it back to her and see what happens.
Yeah. Maybe a fresh christening might solve the problem.
Yeah. Because even when she had it in, when it was saying she didn't have it, it was in the... It said she had it in thing.
When is the next time on the schedule that we're playing Phantasy Star?
We just played Red Dead, right? So.
Yes, we just played Red Dead.
So next week is Genshin, and the week after that is Phantasy Star. So 2 weeks,
Okay.
or a week and a half.
That class is probably going to be maxed out by then. I want to show off the new class that just came out next time we're on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they just released a new one called the Luster class. And it's it's just gunblades. That's the only weapon that they can use is the gunblade, which every class can use. But when you equip a gunblade on them, they do some crazy things with them that no other class can use, and it is completely nuts. They also raised the level cap to 100.
Josh was saying, "Hey Rick, I'm supposed to have a wrench, but I don't. You should try to give it to me again." This is strange because she only has 2 options, just like everyone who has a wrench.
Yeah, I said that before.
But she shouldn't have a wrench at all right now because I took it away completely.
Ugh. Let me refresh the page and see if things change. Nope, she still only has the same 2 options.
Yeah, I've taken the wrench away from her completely.
Yeah, well, YouTube is being YouTube right now. There's probably nothing you can do about it.
Okay, and I go look in thing and it's not showing. Her there. But then again, she is on. She may not have the wrench, but I've given her permissions or something like that.
Is she a channel manager?
Yeah.
Huh. I always wondered what channel managers, permissions in chat are. Right? Because, I have all my different accounts. Because remember, back in the day, you couldn't have multiple channels on one email. If you want a different channel, you have to make a new email account for it.
Yeah.
But now, you can. So when that happened, I added all of my different accounts as channel managers for everything.
Yeah.
But I've never tried using them in the streams of the other accounts.
It says here on it, it says our manager can add and remove others, edit everything, can't delete channel. So they can go, from what I get, I think they're supposed to be able to go into the background and change things, but that's not even worked for her when I initially did it, so I don't know. Let me see. Okay, type something again, Mom. If you're hearing me, that is, of course.
Give a good minute or so.
Well, it's been, a couple minutes since 3 or 4 since I.
No, I was saying give her a minute or for her to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Past.
Yes. Oh yeah, of course.
Even you and I are in the past compared to each other because there's a second delay.
Yeah, that did not work.
Before the new computer, she's talking about the manager stuff.
Yeah. Okay, she typed. Let's see. Add moderator. Okay. Try and type again, Mom.
Yeah, so if she does set as a manager, though, she's probably always going to have the same 2 options for me, which would be the same options for on a channel where I wasn't the moderator for a normal person. I could report or block.
Yeah.
And mostly that's just like, I don't want to see you. I'm not going to do that, though. I have no reason to, but those are the options.
Yeah.
Nope, still the same.
No. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm going. Joshua, are you still here?
You're just going to add Joshua just to see if there's a problem with mods?
Well, nothing's happening with Timothy, so that is weird.
Or me. Mine was fine.
So that, again, is, weird.
Yeah, but it's YouTube. YouTube's weird. Mountain Dew.
Okay, Joshua doesn't seem to be here. Anybody here who doesn't have a wrench who wants a wrench temporarily?
You want me to switch to one of my other accounts so you can test this?
Or if you want.
It's no problem. It's easy for me to do that. I'll jump over to my gaming channel. And I'll type something. I'll throw a dab or something into the chat.
Dylan says no. I guess Dylan... Yeah, see, I'm even getting more options with Dillard than my mom. Okay, there's John as a moderator. Actually, maybe I'll do it with both, see what happens. Go into your email and see whether Google or whatever is saying anything, Mom, about your channel.
Oh, you know what I really should have done, Rick? To really mess with you, I should have came in and when you were having problems, I should have switched to the main account, right? Because the Metal's a channel account, but I have another one right here. That's the actual account attached to the email that the channel's underneath. And it would have looked the same name, but it would have not had the wrench. Maybe you would have thought the same thing was happening that was happening to your mom. That would have been mean, though.
Yeah, but that might be because she's a manager of the channel, John. But I did give your gaming the metal a wrench.
No, I should probably switch back to that account.
How much did Dillard get a wrench? Because the wrench for my mom isn't working right.
No, I think it's just something server side with her account, right? Because you added to Dillard, it's working. You added to my other one, it's working.
Yeah, it's just that's why I'm getting her to go look at her thing, her email, see whether Google has tried to contact her or something.
Oh man, you know, this would actually probably trigger Eagle. Because at the moment I'm dual wielding wrenches.
Yeah. Oh, what would really trigger? Well, the good thing is, go to your email, Mom, and check out.
Oh, actually, you should just leave that so I can show Eagle sometime. Be like, here, Eagle, I got 2 wrenches.
Go check out your email to see whether Google's email. You know what? I'll be back in half a second.
Okay, I guess I'm holding the fort. So, everybody, how are you doing today?
Well, I don't know what's going on. You're just gonna have to.
Dillard finds this to be whack, and we all know Dillard is old school. He don't play that. Homie don't play that.
Or YouTube, of course.
Which is the best sketch from In Living Color. Though In Living Color had a lot of good sketches.
Okay, so I'm back.
Okay.
Nothing, according to her. You did not need to write that in the chat when you told me directly, Mo.
Rick, did you know you can do what you want to do in Living Color?
What do you mean?
You can do what you want to do in Living Color.
Well, that's a song, I take it?
Yeah, it's the In Living Color theme. You ever watch In Living Color?
Actually, no, I never.
Oh, it was a great show. It was like one of those SNL style skit shows.
Yeah, I know
the Wayans brothers, and Jim Carrey was on it for
I know that about it. I know about the show. You know, I know it was like a variety type show, skit type show. I just wasn't into a lot of those. And then again, my mom didn't allow me to watch a bunch of them.
You're telling me, as a Canadian, you didn't even follow Second City Television?
No, I think, again, I've seen it a couple times on air, but the closest one that I got into at some point was Mad TV.
Yeah, Mad TV. It's got its moments.
He look like a boy. He look like a man.
There was a young Phil Lamar on Mad TV, yeah. Before he really started getting popular in voice acting and stuff.
Timothy says Saturday Night Live and Almost Live. Okay, how do I make everything here look a lot more mechanical?
I think my favorite's still All That, just because I was the right age when that was happening. And I used to watch SNL and like In Living Color, stuff like that with my dad. And then there was like the kids version of it, which was still pretty funny. Like they did a good job of doing funny things while staying family appropriate. I was like, oh yeah, it's like the stuff my dad likes, but meant for me.
Another good show, it's sort of a kid's version of it, is You Can't Do That on Television.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, I don't remember it. I've seen reruns of it. I know of it.
I think I watched it while it was on air. It was a Canadian version of SNL. Yeah, I think they know that, Rick. You heard of Almost Live? No, I never heard of Almost Live. Just Saturday Night Live, Second City, In Living Color, Mad TV, as I said.
Well, Almost Live, that's where Bill Nye came from. Bill Nye the Science Guy? That was technically a spin-off show from that.
Bill Nye, the guy who wants to be a science guy.
It was local to Seattle, I believe.
Bill Nye is a little better than Wesley Crusher being
I would say that.
Professor Proton.
Yeah. The thing about Bill Nye is he's not like a professor or anything like that.
Yeah, he's just an engineer.
Yeah, he does have a master's in it, so that's nothing to laugh at. But he's more of a figurehead, right?
Yeah,
and you got to give anybody credit at least for bringing the entrance of science to kids, right?
Yeah.
The stuff he's done more recently, but at least he's like, what's it called? Inspired the interest and imagination in younger people.
Yeah.
And he's also funded some decent things. Like, his name is right there. When you fund something and you had a project, whether you're the one who did it or not, you end up getting more credit than you should, but Solar Sales has his name on it and stuff like that. So it's not like he's not an influential individual. But when you want to talk about his actual credit to science, he has 0 scientific journals underneath his name.
Yeah. Well, see, does he have influence? Sure, he does. Should he have as much influence as he does? I'd say probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I would like him to get more credit if he did more of a job of introducing people to, like, physicists and astronomers and stuff like that have had more, like, journalistic credit behind them. Like, if he was your entry point to the further world, that'd be great. This is why, even though I don't agree with Tyson on a lot of things, because Neil deGrasse Tyson is also kind of just a mouthpiece at this point. I'd give him more credit because he's done more of a job of introducing you to other people that are actually doing things in the world.
Yeah. Timothy laughed out loud.
Yeah.
Bill Knight, damn right he is. That's your laugh out loud, Rick. Okay, damn right he is what? But who is what?
Oh, that might have been when I said I believe it was local to the Seattle area. And I still like the old Bill Nye show. I was interested in scientific stuff before that, mostly in both astronomy and paleontology. My parents used to get me booklets when I was young.
Yeah.
And I'd fill them out like at the age of like 3 and 4, because I read early. I was filling out like these dinosaur books and stuff, very educational material. But when I saw him, it was like a really cool way of displaying this stuff, and it got my friends interested too. So suddenly I could start talking to people about the stuff I was interested in.
Yeah.
And even looking back, I went back before they announced that he was getting another show, before we found out it was going to be so awful, and rewatched all like 100 episodes of Bill Nye the Science Guy over the course of like a year. And the show still holds up. Like, I would show that show to kids. I think it's still a good way of getting people interested in science. The bits are funny. At least most of what's in it is still considered relevant. You know, it's not like there's a lot of information that's been made irrelevant due to discoveries. It's all basic stuff, though. That's the reason. And it's fun. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
I do think, based on some of the stuff that he did in his recent show, though, I would like to sit him down and make him rewatch his episode on pseudoscience.
Yeah. He needs to watch a lot of his old stuff, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think the episode on pseudoscience is the most important one. Like, I would sit anybody down and watch that, because it really does a good job of breaking down what the actual effort of science, like the scientific method and processes are. And once you understand what it is and what it isn't, it becomes really easy to pick out things that aren't actually science.
Yeah.
And I think that's also why I don't have an issue with the existence of social sciences, because there are things in there that are actual, like, sciences.
Yeah.
It's a lot of these things that are being called social sciences that do not belong in that category.
Yeah.
That aren't sciences at all, that need to be thrown out into the sun.
Well, again, it's, it's that scientific method where you need to be able to observe, repeat, and all that.
Yeah.
And then, sometimes, I know they do a lot of experiments in controlled conditions, but unfortunately the world is, there are very few controlled conditions out in the world.
Yeah. Well, and that's not the only way to do science. That's the basic scientific method. There are other procedures that you can do inside of it, especially in the social sciences. But one of the problems is on the larger scale, which is the only time that this becomes a case where you don't repeat experiments, and that's through pure observation, which, like fields of sociology, anthropology, big movements, you're not supposed to assert things on there. It's supposed to basically be inference from observation, because you're detecting patterns, statistical data. And you get a lot of problems with that, where people are like, okay, I'm going to look at this data with a very specific view set in mind because I'm trying to prove something that I already think.
Yeah.
And it's a big problem, because there's a lot of like social related stuff that you cannot experiment. Like, you just literally cannot run experiments on.
Yeah, you can interview people and get a bunch of information based on, a lot of stuff. But
there's a problem with when you bring it back down, right? You go away from the macro, which is sociology, and come back down to the micro psychology, the individual perspective. And, oh God, there's a lot of bunk information in that field, because there's a lot of experiments and procedures that are unrepeatable, and they have like really bad R values and should not be like taken as fact, and could just be like anomalies.
Yeah. Well, that's what you need when making judgments on especially social stuff or whatever. You need a heaven of a lot of data. Hey, Art Reed, how are you?
Well, so this is actually going back to that pseudoscience category, right? The thing that really marks whether something is pseudoscience or not is that your claim has to be falsifiable. As in, you have to be able to prove it wrong. Doesn't mean it's going to be wrong, but if there's not a way to prove it wrong, then it probably isn't science. Falsifiability is like the number one metric. And there's a lot of things that just don't need to be in the realm of science anyway.
Yeah.
Like philosophy and religion. They're completely different categories that cover different parts of life.
Yeah. Although a lot of scientific stuff is trying to answer some of those questions, in my opinion.
And if it happens to, right? Like, if it's not your effort and you happen to stumble upon something, that's completely different.
Yeah.
But if you're seeking out to answer certain questions in the first place, you're probably not doing it in the best mindset.
No.
And probably aren't the most reliable person. Science is all about discovery.
Yeah.
Not vindication.
It's supposed to be about seeking truths, absolutes, I would say.
Well, see, that's another thing, right? Because science isn't the pursuit of truth. That's something that came later on. Science is the pursuit of knowledge, right? Is the pursuit of fact. The word truth has kind of been manipulated to mean something that it doesn't.
Well,
because truth and fact don't mean the same thing.
Well, most fact. Well, hopefully, a fact is true, something that you can depend on. Like gravity. Well, the law of gravity. You can count on gravity. At least here on Earth. You jump up, it pulls you down.
Yeah.
Something like that is a fact.
Yes, and that is a true statement.
Yeah.
But it's not a factual. And the factual statement is when it comes down, you actually realize that gravity, and it took forever to find this out, is kind of like a fabric, right? It's a layer to the universe that just always exists there. And mass displaces that layer, and that's the effect that causes gravity.
Yeah, but it would still
be...
But
the truth is the up-down thing.
Yeah. Well, again, it depends on, I guess, where you are. Gravity will pull you down on Earth. That's a fact, the truth. Yeah. Maybe if you're on the moon...
Well, the truth will change depending on where you are, right? So on the moon, if you jump hard enough, you won't come back down.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't change. It's just the variables involved change.
But that's the thing. Truth isn't fact, right? And you can even see this by looking at old religious texts where the word true, right, which is goes back to pre-medieval period, right, closer to the modern versions of these texts. The word true refers to an arrow, flying true, right?
No.
So the word truth is the way, which you'd also see in old text, this method of repetition where they would say the same thing more than once in a different way to drill in. So like you have Christ being called the truth and the way. They're actually just saying the same thing twice.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot.
Actually, for that was actually more based on, from what I found out, the temple. There were certain things called the way, the truth, and that's why he got called the way and the truth. Or that's why he referred to himself as...
Yeah, well, because you get it older, right?
Yeah.
Before that, Yahweh was referred to as the way.
Yeah.
So they mean the same thing. Truth actually means more of what we come to know as fitness now, like in the evolutionary term. It's the thing that works, the way forward. And it's not always the same as fact. And that's it. It's like science isn't the pursuit of the way forward, it's the pursuit of knowledge. If anything, philosophy, which science stems from, is the pursuit of truth.
Yeah. Well, I guess I would say having correct knowledge, I guess, is, in a sense, a way of seeking truth.
Or the way to seek the truth isn't necessarily the knowledge, but how to apply it.
Yeah. Although I've always considered, or not just me, well, maybe not always, but I've considered that more wisdom.
Yeah. I think wisdom and truth falls into more of the same category than knowledge does. If you were to separate wisdom and knowledge into two different categories of the word smart, right? Like a smart person, you could break up into three categories: how intelligent they are, how much knowledge they have, and how much wisdom they've built.
Yeah.
Then truth would fall more into the wisdom category than it would the knowledge.
Yeah. And are we boring anybody out there with all this talk?
Probably.
I just, I want to, it's good conversation, but I don't mind it. I just want to make sure the viewers are sort of all right with it. Don't want to bore anybody too much.
Yeah, but as a parallel too, right? I can pull it from more than just the Judeo-Christian religion and history. Other practices saw truth as the same thing. They would just translate it into their different local languages, right?
Yeah.
Like you go over to the Eastern Asia, and you have like the Tao, and the Tao literally means the road or the way, and it's like supposed to be the way forward. Like you get this recurring in almost every old world like philosophy and way of seeing things.
Yeah.
By the way, who is this Demon Blaster guy?
Well, Demon Blaster is, I believe, a 12-foot robot. 10 or 12 foot. Actually, did bring.
I don't know how tall my own robot is.
Well, I think I've had him at 10 feet, and I think I've had him at 12 feet. Sometimes I get his in tanks. Bullet says, factually not going to deny Bill Nye, the science guy.
I don't just like the fact that rhymed. I like the fact that he matched the meter on both sides of the comma. I appreciate that, Bullet. There was a good rhyme pattern there.
My mom says, I enjoy it, but I'm a slow typist. Yeah, so. Okay, well, I used to have the history for him down. Like I said, he's a 10 or 12 foot robot. Probably, I know Tank, when I was doing Tank last week, I know he was 12 foot, so, he can go toe to toe with Tank, so we'll say he's 12 foot. he is controlled. The robot is controlled by a guy via VR. So there's like all sorts of sensors in the robot. I think there is an area that he can get into, but he usually doesn't. Now, I've had a couple ideas for how he's controlled in VR. I've created a pad that does the whole 360 thing because Demon Blaster can fly. Through jetpacks or jet boots in this thing. Until it says listening to a couple of dummies talking about smart guy stuff. I hate it. But either he's going to be somebody who is disabled, like does not have the use of their legs, like in a wheelchair type thing. No, but genius, smart and all that because he created the robot and able to operate it via VR. Either that or he's going to be a midget, and same thing. Although I think I'm leaning towards the disabled part. So I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be some professor at a university. Like I said, I lost the...
Why can't he be a disabled midget?
Guess he could. Works both things in that I thought of. So I think he's going to end up being some sort of professor or inventor at least that creates this. Like I said, it's controlled via VR, and so the guy himself has no powers. It's just all the robot itself. And, like, most, obviously he can lift tremendous amounts of weight with the robot and stuff like that. I'm saying he can lift up to 12,000 pounds, so I guess that's 6 tons. He has, like, speakers built into his hands so he can, project audio waves. And I'm saying up to 10,000 watts. I'm not sure whether that's low or high. Or maybe mid-range. You might know a little bit more about that than me, Metal.
I'd have to do a lot of math on that.
Okay. So jets built into his feet. He can travel at 500 miles per hour till his energy tank's running out, which is about 5 hours at top speed. He does have solar receptors built in, stuff to, recharge his batteries, if you will.
Yeah.
Even as he's flying.
No, here's the problem. Where's his fuel?
Well, it's energy based, so, it would convert it into, I guess, some sort of electricity, and there'd be batteries built into it somewhere.
No, I mean, to lift him. The propulsion.
Again, I'm thinking the energy.
Well, I mean, I guess, depending on universe, superhero stuff, it doesn't really matter. One of the things that's always bothered me is that, like, you can't lift something with just energy. That's not how propulsion works. You literally need to be moving physical matter underneath it, pushing through the atmosphere.
Mm. Obviously, I don't have a lot of scientific knowledge, so I haven't worked
If it was
out
magic, it wouldn't matter so much.
So I haven't worked out a lot of, the math stuff or the physics stuff of things. I know we tend to think about all that stuff nowadays, but back when in the golden age, silver age, and even probably early modern age, people didn't think about all that stuff. So
Yeah. Well, it's like what planes are so efficient because you don't take off vertically, you take off horizontally. And because of that, you're actually using the atmosphere underneath you with the shape of the wings to slowly lift up. It's thrust plus lift, and that's why a plane can go up.
well,
Rockets, which go up vertically, about like at no less than half the weight of the rocket is the fuel it needs to go up out of the atmosphere.
well, I don't know whether this would work. He is supposed to have. It is supposed to work on a lot of audio stuff. So maybe audio waves push him up.
Oh, maybe you want to kill everyone underneath them.
Focused audio waves.
Well, do you know how audio waves work?
Not completely, but
The vibrations cause the molecules in the air to also vibrate, which is how sound is created. And when the collision of said molecules end up reaching your ears, they also vibrate these little bones on the inside, which is how you interpret the sound. There's no actual objective way that sounds are. They're all brain interpretations. And we've just been able to replicate them using electronics, but they're tuned to the same way that we interpret things, so who knows? But it's all caused by vibrations of molecules. So to lift yourself that way, which I guess is technically physically possible, you'd have to be putting out so much energy that you'd probably kill anybody around you, causing their ears to explode. We're talking about like the decibels would be, well, look at his weight, probably upwards of 500 decibels, maybe a lot more, and 250 is enough to just kill a person.
I think they've done it with DC. I think might have done it with Sonar, but their character's Sonar. But of course, this guy's going to weigh a lot more than that, so it could be a combination of a bunch of them. I'm I'm thinking this stuff off the top of my head, so
You just give him pop out wings and have him have a running start. Take off like a plane. You need a lot less fuel that way too. Like you just have some of it come out from behind him. That's always been my problem with Iron Man. I'm like, how does Iron Man fly? Thor, I don't mind because he's magic, and when you're magic, you don't care about physics. But Iron Man is supposed to be completely scientific. How does he fly?
yeah. Like I said, these characters were created when nobody cared about this.
This is like, I love it when things are magic. Magic is just like, screw physics. It doesn't matter. It's magic. To me, that's like the best explanation for anything. And now they're actually trying to ruin it with that whole, magic is just science you don't understand yet. It's like, okay, well, now you're starting to put physical limitations on your characters here by doing that. I like these characters a lot more when they were just magic.
Hey, Jim, how are you? Yeah. I can admit I don't know all this, the scientific part of it. Will I hopefully figure it out eventually? Maybe. I am good. Jim. Doing a slight redesign of my one character here, Demon Blaster, making him look a little bit more robotic than I'm used to.
This is why I like Final Fantasy airships, right? The airships don't work otherwise. But in Final Fantasy, they all have to have like a float stone or magicite or something, so they're just already acknowledging that there's magic involved in this somewhere.
Yeah.
See, that's what I would do. If I was making a character like that, I would just find like a magic stone, so that the character itself isn't inherently magic like the suit, but it's powered by the stone, so it can do things like fly that it shouldn't otherwise be able to physically do. That's the battery, is this magic stone that they found and started experimenting with.
Oh heck! One of my characters for my Legionnaires or Legion of Superheroes like characters, which is actually going to be going to be an ancestor of the guy that created this suit.
Yeah.
No, descendant. He's going to wield a sound sword.
A sound sword?
Yeah, again, I don't know how it works.
No, I'm curious, Rick. What is a sound sword?
Well, it's supposed to be similar to, I guess, like a lightsaber, but instead of, the sword being made of light, like a lightsaber, made of sound.
Yes. Okay. This better be magic.
Well, no, it's supposed to be technology.
Yeah.
Harmonic alchemy.
Harmonic alchemy? See, that, I would buy that. Especially because alchemy itself is kind of already some weird in-between science and magic. So, when somebody says alchemy, it's like, there's magic involved. Okay.
But like I said, I want people to have fun. I want to try and do fun stuff, like that. Stuff. I'll figure out the science of it possibly later, hopefully.
I'm just saying, there's nothing more fun than magic. You ever go to a magic show?
Yeah. Well, for me, it would have to be not so much magic, but supernatural.
Oh, well, yeah, it's all in the same category. Things that aren't inherently physical are magical.
Yeah.
Right? It's fantastic.
I just gotta figure out, again, stuff like that. Stuff like that, for me, I think I would have to even figure out even more so. I was gonna be doing the mutant thing. Copy Marvel.
Yeah.
But, from learning some stuff, there's never been a beneficial mutation, and that is more evolutionary type stuff, so I've decided to take that out. And
wait. You mean there's never been a beneficial mutation? Who said this?
Every science textbook, they can't point to a beneficial mutation.
Well, I think that's because they're improperly applying the word mutation. Because, again, fitness, every change is a mutation, right? Some of them linger, like positive mutations are things that you see over generations. They don't go away because they aid to fitness. Negative ones usually lead to less breeding opportunity and will die out of the population eventually.
Yeah,
but there's
well,
all kinds of positive mutations.
Yeah,
High
well,
IQ is a positive mutation.
Yeah, but see, for that, is that a mutation or is the information already there for high IQ?
That's a mutation.
I think it's already there. A shorter beak compared to a longer beak. The information is there for a shorter beak, compared to a longer beak.
The art of misdirection.
Good Lord, listening to these two trying to actually each other is like nails on a chalkboard. Apparently Dillard doesn't like our conversation.
Oh yeah. Dillard doesn't like any conversation.
Hello, Mrs. Dillard. How are you? So, did you confront your husband? She says, hello, hello, hello. This show really does need to change its name. Name to literally with Rick and Metal. Was there big drama?
I don't know. I don't think there's been any drama.
And Joshua, you missed it. You were almost, if you were here earlier, you could have actually got a wrench for a short period. So what? I was questioning Rick as to whether he was covering up for you. And he asked me to confront you. So what? It says Joshua. So what, says Dillard to Joshua? Well, we were having some trouble with my mom's wrench, and I was gonna, if you were here, I was going to wrench you to see whether there would be problems with wrenching you, and you're keeping the wrench. Why doesn't Joshua have the longest ever not a fan wrench? About you? Dillard say about what? What tape? The one that you mentioned in the chat this morning? Or this afternoon for me? What is that all about? This is a Dillard to John. Rick is indicating that it was you and you were not hacked.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay. I was obviously hacked. No, nothing. You know nothing makes sense of this. you.
Okay.
John saying obviously was that. Rick, what do you think? Well, in the same chat that he's saying that he was hacked, he did say that give me a link, and then I gave him a link, and he came on. So, you can draw your own conclusions, Mr. Dillard.
I think Dillard hacked himself.
Ooh, there's a concept. Maybe Rick hacked him. But John was also very nice and bought me a pizza, me and my mom a pizza. Or 2 pizzas.
Oh, that is
and a
nice.
bottle of Coke. So.
Dillard's a nice guy.
I already had a link. Why would I need a link? For that one, what did you? Do it. I can't believe you. Yeah, he did sort of come in without the link too, so, but I did send him a link. I don't know. I'm glad you got a pizza while he planned.
Yeah, I'm actually upset that I didn't get a pizza. Not from Dillard. I have money, I could buy my own pizza. But I didn't realize that it was pizza day until after dinner was already being cooked. I'm like, darn it, I made the wrong decision. Cauliflower pizza. I don't think I've ever had that.
No.
Wonder if it's any good.
So today is actually a day called Pizza Day.
Yeah, it's pizza day.
I've never heard of
I don't know if it applies for you. I think it's National Pizza Day. Not that I believe almost any of these made-up holidays that people have on the spot, but if it's an excuse to eat pizza, I'd take it.
So like Pancake Tuesday.
Yeah, stuff like that. Or like International Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is a great holiday.
Cauliflower cut. There is a couple places around here where you can actually get cauliflower on your pizza too.
Oh, that's what I thought she was talking about. I've just never had it. It's probably much lower in, like, I would assume, like, carbohydrate content.
Not
So it's
ma-
probably, like, better for people with gluten problems and stuff like that.
Well, I think she's talking about cauliflower. She said cauliflower crust pizza. I'm talking about actual. Just put it on your pizza as an item. To say you all are obviously crazy. I'm not going to entertain these baseless accusations anymore. So you're not going to play the typical denial game. There was a time when Talk Like a Pirate Day was Dressed Like a Pirate Day were on different days.
They were 2 different days, but I believe everybody on Talk Like a Pirate Day just started dressing like pirates anyway, so people just kind of moved them together. More efficient that way.
Yeah. Well, most of these things that, whatever, it's official.
It's not official. It's just like a social agreement.
Yeah. Talk Like a Pirate or Pancake Tuesday.
It could be whatever day.
Or Pizza Day. Yeah, sure, they're the same, basically the same day or same time every year. But
it's all just a social agreement, but that's what makes it fun,
Yeah.
When you think about it, isn't everything just a social agreement?
My reputation and my word is well established as such is uncontestable. I like the idea that you could either talk or dress like a pirate, but never both.
See, I would just randomly dress like a pirate and walk around town on, like, days that it didn't matter.
If you go to San Diego on Pirate Day, the girls take off their tops and get arrested.
Oh, that sounds fun. It's like the pirate version of Spring Break or Mardi Gras. I want to go. San Diego has nice weather year-round. My cousin used to live there.
Every day is Pirate Day for Rick, says Bullet.
Every day's Pirate Day for me, I'll tell you that.
Not every day is Pirate Day for me. Hey, look, it's metal, the pirate, says Sketchbook.
Arr. GMT, I'm going to tell you, it's acceptable to dress like a wench any day of the year. At least in my eyes. I'm no authority on this matter. But you could take my word for it.
Yeah, Rick's pirates. Others work and calls. I do not pirate anybody's work. I think it's plain and simple that I draw everything myself. And I do not...
I pirate all kinds of people's work. Not to sell or take credit, but to watch on my computer.
Well, that's a different type of...
It's still their work, is it not?
Yeah, but I don't call it my own creation. That type of pirating.
There was no utensils in medieval times, but there was Pepsi. Oh, I mean, that would be cool, but... Are you talking about, like, the place medieval times? Do they sell Pepsi at medieval times?
I have no idea. Although I would like to go to one of those places, I have yet to.
Dude,
they're expensive, so at least.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, one day I'm gonna have to get you in the DFW area, or something. And if that happens, we'll stop at medieval times. There's one right there, right in Dallas.
Hello, John.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Sort of.
Sort of? You don't know?
No, I don't know for sure.
I don't know, you got me kind of excited with that San Diego story.
Not that I've ever been there, mind you, but I hear stories.
No, never at all, right?
You know, people talk, is what I'm saying.
People do talk.
Especially about
So I'm
stuff-
almost finished with my Miss Maple card. All I have to do now is color the leaves, and then I'm gonna go and do all the special effects and light stuff after lighting special effects after. You want to see it?
Sure. So you're almost ready to leave it behind?
Jesus Christ!
Man, you should just punish him and not show him now.
All right, so here it is.
I'll pin to screen. And let's let everybody see Dillard. There we go.
What do you
Sketchbook says-
think, Rick?
Oh, I think it looks great. Metal says, I'm game to go, Metal. I've never been to medieval times. But yeah, it looks really, really awesome.
Did you hand draw each one of those leaves? Kind of looks like it. They have different shapes.
Yeah. Well,
Cool.
I got a leaf picture, but then I jacked them all up because I didn't want them looking like the picture.
Yeah, because you want them to look unique like you did it all. Yeah, I like it.
So I wanted to give her larger breasts, but I didn't want to make her look like overly. So I didn't. You know how the abs have kind of definition on there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to not do that so much to the top.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, like, I didn't know she was so stacked, so to say.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is like I'm trying to make this. I think I did a pretty good job. I'm trying to make it look like a cloth that's not super skin tight. This middle section here is a little bit shinier, so I gave it more definition. But I couldn't really get. I don't know. I don't like these legs. The legs had a lot of really good, crisp definition on them when I did the coloring.
Yeah.
Because what I did was I colored her like a skin color, right? And then I just kind of started. I would grab each section of the skin for the different colors, and then make a new layer with that, and then adjust the hue and the saturation. Because I tried doing it where I just kind of bled out all of the color, left it grayscale, and then tried putting it on color on top of that, and everything looks super gray and washed out. Look here. Let me show you. This was like just the base skin, which came out pretty good. But it just didn't work. I'm probably not going to do that next time. It's like all these little pieces I would grab and try to adjust the color on them and stuff. It just didn't work. None of it worked.
Well, let's see. Sketchbook says $5. Says Marsupio shows up in the chat as soon as Miss Maple pops up on screen. Well, I guess you owe somebody $5. Sketch.
He owes me $5.
And he says, nice piece, Dillard. And then says, she is still fairly stacked. Also, have them childbearing hips. And my mom says, are there any peanut butter jars lying?
Oh no, I'm in my private sanctuary over here. No one can touch me in this room. But I gotta move this up.
Now you're getting the peanut butter jar thing from my mom. That's just
it's my own fault, right?
Yeah. For telling the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, specifically around Timothy, because he was the one that started propagating it. I don't think anybody else cared at the time.
Well, we all did tease him a little on that stream, but I think he continued to get teased.
I like these leaves.
I kept asking Rick. I was like, Rick, send me some pictures of actual maple leaves from Canada. He's like, no. So now I got to go find a maple leaf right now so I can color pick it. Because I want these leaves to actually look like real leaves. Which means it's going to take a long time. But
Yeah.
maybe I just color them. Maybe I just do the painting style, like a real painting style, and just leave them comic book outlining, that kind of thing.
I also really like how you rendered their hair.
Oh, thank you. Okay, here's a good picture of a maple leaf. I'm gonna take this one.
Wait, who drew the lolly hentai? Miss Maple? That'd be Dillard. I don't
No, he's talking
know.
about Flit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Miss Maple's definitely not lolly hentai.
She does look. She looks older, right? She looks like she's in her
Yeah.
early 20s.
Yeah, definitely you would not confuse that for a lolly at all.
Yeah, she's not. She doesn't look like a child.
Yeah, plus usually you draw lollies flat-chested because you're trying to get that child look, and that definitely is not flat-chested.
Yeah, Rick.
well, Flitz is not flat-chested either. His lolly, I guess, lolly version of Snowdrift.
Oh, this leaf is. I think this leaf is facing away from the light source. Make it darker. Maybe I should make it transparent. No, I didn't even draw underneath it to make it transparent. Never mind.
20 is a stretch. Sketchbook says 20 is a stretch. I'd say late 20s at best.
She looks like she's in her late 20s.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I guess all the women I've seen, you know, look real beat up really early in life.
Oh, it looks about the age of a bunch of people I went to school with. That would be in the late 20s.
Put some highlights.
No, I guess I do live in an area where people don't really get all that stressed or age damage.
Yeah, same here. I might have to finish this on stream tomorrow.
Or off air.
Yeah.
So now you guys were talking about the reason I came in because I was busy working, and when I talk to you guys, I get very distracted and I stop working.
Yeah.
But Pirate, there's a video game out there that I came across, and it's super old, but I just came across it last night, and it looks crazy fun. And it's like you're a pirate, and you sail the seven seas.
Please tell me it wasn't Sea of Thieves.
That's what it was, and it looks so good. Is this not the case?
I'm sure there's a lot of people who enjoy it. I've watched a lot of it. It just doesn't seem like I would. Like, you'd probably enjoy it.
Dillard gets distracted. Shocker, says Sketchbook. He also says early 20s still look like teens unless they've spent way too much time in clubs or drinking still. Then they just look beat up, not old.
I don't know about that.
There we go.
Well, I guess that depends.
What
on
if I
the
just do the
person,
leaves like
person.
that? Is that good enough?
Yeah, probably.
So you talking the one down below, one closest to the bottom?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like that.
Okay, then that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do, Rick.
Let's see. Bullet
My
says Sea
God.
of Thieves is good if you have a good crew.
Yeah, I was watching some videos of these guys, and they were in a battle, and their ship was sinking, and the guy was throwing buckets of water over, and he's like, "I can't handle it no more," and he goes and he grabs a barrel of gunpowder, and he swims over to the other boat and shoots it and lets it go off and runs off the top of the balcony, and then all of his teammates start going, "Ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum." That was
I mean,
great.
it's a really solid game. It's just one I never had any interest in.
What did I do with that leaf? Do the tips get darker or a little bit? Okay.
Sketchbook says it'd be a fun game for Dillard. Play your own way, and it's more about the experience than anything else.
Well, isn't that what? Oh, I guess. I don't know. Some people like their...
But it's kind of like Minecraft in that way. The game doesn't really give you much in goals. You're just kind of like a pirate doing your thing.
Yeah. Well, there are some goals to accomplish in Minecraft, I found out. But yeah.
Yeah.
You know, fighting the Ender Dragon and all this stuff or whatever.
But it's very limited. It's kind of just expecting you to kind of figure out what you want to do.
Yeah. It doesn't tell you right off the bat.
So what is that? Is that like a generator or something going off behind you? Metal?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, that's my computer fan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the problem is my microphone kind of has to sit right next to my computer. There's not much else I can put it.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joshua says, Rick, you should do a Minecraft speed run. I've never even faced any of the bosses in that. I've played it, but offline.
I was more of a Terraria kind of guy.
Do you install a PS4 Pro Fan Metal?
No.
Sketchbook says exactly. Thanks, Metal, for dumbing it down to Dillard's level.
Well, what did he dumb down?
The pirate thing, I think, or something like that.
Oh, the play your own way comment.
Oh, well, I never played Minecraft.
No, for the pirate thing. Face me in Minecraft.
Well, yeah,
too.
but Minecraft was my example, and if he's never played Minecraft, then really isn't a good example.
Like, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've never actually watched people play it online, but I've seen that people do play it online, like on YouTube and stuff, videos. It looks super popular. I kind of get the gist of it, I think.
Yeah. You kind of just load in, start getting resources, and start building whatever you want. But it's a game where you kind of have to set your own goals, and Sea of Thieves is roughly the same.
You got to be a self-starter.
Yeah. I think I used to like games like that when I was younger. But the more that I work on stuff and I'm already doing things where I'm setting my own goals, it's the less I want that from a video game.
Well, it's about that time, guys. Anything you would like to promote, John?
Yes, my trading cards. I'm making beautiful trading cards for the Buckler. You're looking at one right now. If you want one of these, you better save your money because they're going to be crazy expensive, like way more expensive than Rick's trading cards and unsigned.
Cool, I guess. Metal, anything you would like to promote?
Yes. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so you know what that means. We're going to be over at the Vomitorium around 6 o'clock Central Time for 3 hours straight, talking about who knows what. I don't even know yet.
Oh, man.
And hopefully I'll be there on time, because I have to go hike in the woods early, and I gave myself plenty of times, but who knows? I might be attacked by a witch.
I thought you were going to say that tomorrow was the game. I was like, damn it, already!
No, tomorrow's not the game.
Bullet says Dillard just priced Rick out.
That would be funny if I just moved it to tomorrow and everybody believed me and didn't realize what day it was.
Well, I think Buck might realize it.
He'd probably go along with it.
Oh, well, again, thanks everybody for coming on. Thanks to Metal and Dillard for coming on the panel and talking and doing stuff. Thanks again to everybody in the chat for coming by and participating. It's been good having everyone here. So, again, yeah, like I said, thank you. If you've yet to go over to Webtoons and subscribe to me, Cross Comics, who knows what I'll be putting out. I gotta maybe think of something else besides short story stuff.
You would know what's coming out.
I wish. Anyways, okay. Later, everybody. We will see you tomorrow on High Noon, hopefully. So, bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful